Welcome again to Family Dynamics with Bola. It's such a beautiful time to wish you a happy new year because this is the very first time we're meeting this year. So I'd love to say a happy new year to you. How has your year been? Usually I take January off to just really spend it, meditate, and just take time to see what I want to do or what the Lord will have me do for the year. And I am back. I'm so glad to, spend time with you today. And on today's episode, as we're starting the new year, I was just really reflecting and I'm like, okay, what do I want to start with? And the first thing I wanted to discuss with you is understanding love languages in our children, understanding it, every child is kind of different, and so as parents. And I'm sure you've heard about Gary Chapman, the five love languages, and all that. And so if you're watching this, it tells me something important about you. You don't just want to raise children, you want to be able to connect with them, right? Um, you want your child to feel safe with you. You want them to feel seen by you. You want them to feel loved by you. Not just in your heart, but in their own heart too, right? You want them to see that they are truly loved. And that's exactly what today's session is about. And if you've ever heard anything about love languages, you know we have five different love language. But I'm just going to start today in really understanding them. Then we'll take those love languages one by one and how we can really incorporate that into our daily life because every child is different and hardly would you have two children with the same love language. And as parents, the more we learn, the easier it is for us to connect with them in a way that they understand and they would love to. So, one thing that I've come to realize is you can deeply, deeply love your child and still miss how they experience love. That really happened to me when I was little. I was always wondering if my mother especially loved me, because she was kind of hard on me. Which, as I grew up, I realized it was all love. But at that time, I didn't really understand it. My primary love language is words of affirmation. And yeah, my mom was very big on you get your things done and all that. But then as I grew up, I realized how deeply, deeply she really loves me. But I missed those times. I missed it because I wasn't getting that understanding in that sense. And that's why we're here today so that we don't make the same mistakes as parents, right? Many of the parenting struggles that we experience with our kids, it's not about discipline, it's about connection. When your child feels like they are unseen, they can act out just to get just to get that attention from you. If your child feels like you never listen to them, they may withdraw. So if your child feels unloved, even in a home that is full of love, they may become anxious, they may become difficult, or just, withdrawn. And most times it's not because the parents are bad or anything, but we're speaking the love language in a way that the child does not fully understand. Think about it. One of your child, when you hug them, they just melt. They don't want to leave that place. They just love that hug. Another one, you hug them, they just pull away. They're like, but then they want to sit down with you and talk. They're like, Mommy, listen, this is this. Daddy, I want you to hear this. And another child, they just love you praising them. They thrive on that praise, right? Another one doesn't really care if you praise them or not. But every little thing you do for them, they notice. Same parent, same house, but different hearts. And that's why we're here today, right? The idea of love language. Um, I remember getting that book for my first daughter, The Five Love Languages for Children, right? And like I said, it's by Gary Chapman. That book is really powerful. Um, when I read it, I was like, okay. Sometimes we read some of these things, but it's in practice that we have to now come and really do what the book says, right? But that book really helped us to understand something powerful. Every single child has a primary way that they feel love most deeply. Every child. If you have two children, they probably have different ways where they feel loved most deeply. Not the only way, but the strongest way, right? They have primary, they have secondary. When you express your love to them in that primary way, it lands. They feel it. But when you express it in a way, in a language that they don't really understand, they may feel like, yeah, you care about them. But oftentimes they don't feel fully connected. This is really important, right? Love languages are not labels. It's not like, oh, this one is this, this one is that. They're not like, oh, word of affirmation girl and all that. No, but they are just windows into the heart of children. It's not something that puts your child inside a box, right? But they help you to open up a door. You open up a door to your child in a way where anywhere they go to, they understand that there is love at home. Even when you correct them, right? And love language is not about you spoiling your children. It's all about you meeting the emotional need. It's not just you, oh, every desire they have, oh, because my child love language is words of affirmation. Even when they're not doing well, I have to affirm them. It's meeting their emotional needs when they need it, right? So when you meet the emotional need, naturally the behavior improves. Naturally, connection grows. Naturally, it becomes very easy to correct them because they know that they are loved. And you might ask me, why is this really important in parenting? Let me tell you something. Children are always asking one question, even when they don't say it loud. Do you really see me? Am I really seen in this home? So, as a parent, when you learn your child's love language, you answer those questions even without your words. You don't have to say anything. When you understand their love language, you're telling them, I notice you, I understand you, I see you, you matter to me, you're important to me. And when your child feels securely loved, they are more open to discipline. They're more open to you guiding them. They're more open to the values that you've created for them as a parent. And of course, love languages, they don't replace structure. You still need to have your structure in place. But guess what? They strengthen those structure. They strengthen those structure. And so you might want to ask me, how do I begin to discover my child's love language? I'm so glad you asked. The first thing, you just need to observe and be curious. So over the next couple of days, I want you to simply notice, what does my child ask for most? Each of them. What do they ask me for most? Is it, mommy, I want a hug? Mommy, look at what I did. Mommy, sit down with me. I just want to talk with you. Or I just want to stay here with you, right? And observe what hurts them the deepest. Observe and see, over the next few days, what brings them the biggest smile? What do you do that makes them just giggle and they're just really happy? And how do they try to show love to others? If your child is constantly saying, Mommy, you're the best, thank you for doing this, or they're constantly hugging you, it's a pointer to what their love language is. Not just children, right? Even us as adults, we tend to express our love to our spouse the way we want to receive it, right? And that's one of the things that happen in marriage where people feel like, oh, she doesn't love me, doesn't love me. And you're like, what else do you want? It's because you're expressing that love in the way that you would want to receive it, right? And so as we close, I want to leave you with this thought, right? Your child is already speaking their own love language. You've been speaking it all along. So, this journey that we're about to embark on is not about changing who you are as a parent. It's all about you fine tuning how love flows in your home. So, in the subsequent episode, we're going to walk through each of those love language one by one. I'll give practical and realistic ways by which we can use them in our parenting. But for now, just know you are learning. We're all learning together. And learning how to love wisely is one of the most powerful gifts that you can give your child. You're exactly where you need to be. And we're going to walk this journey together. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for listening. This is Family Dynamics with Paula.